Well, hey there, it's Michael Spackman, and it's day 23 of my 90-day challenge. And as you can see, I'm not in my office, I'm not in my car, I'm not in a park, I'm actually outside. And I mentioned yesterday about doing a walking meditation, and I decided I had a little break between clients, so I went, oh, let's do a walking meditation. It's actually a beautiful day out. Plus, we're running energy, so I figured I would listen to an audio while I'm walking and enjoy the weather. Maybe go for like a 15-minute walk, who knows? But instead of listening to a podcast, which is a lot of times that's what I'll do, or I'll actually listen to an audio, find my space as I'm walking, and enjoy the process of clearing out and filling up while I'm enjoying being outdoors. So, anyways, little check in. Slept okay last night. Wasn't great, but wasn't bad. Um, got up at a good time. And so far I've worked on some clients today, and now I have a little bit of a break. So, but overall, just a good day, but nothing spectacular. If you can tell, it's sort of how my life is. I don't have big swings. So, anyways, I think that's all I need to say. I'm going to go for my walking meditation, and then I'll tell you what I experience when I am done. So, talk to you later. Bye. Well, welcome to the meditation portion of this video. Before we actually start the meditation, I just sort of wanted to show you this screen since it's a little different than most of the other skill builders. So, in this lesson itself, because we're looking at two different energies and we're working with two different channels, this skill builder is actually divided in two sections. So, you'll see earth energy here, and here's cosmic energy. You'll notice that you can't really see any changes that happen here because what happens is these playlists, they actually change out based on um, which if you're working on the earth energy or the cosmic energy. So uh, when you start working on this page, just make sure you know which channel or which energy you want to work with, and then from there pick the color, and then you'll get the appropriate um, audio. So today we're actually going to be doing the earth energy itself. So we've clicked on the earth energy, and then we're going to go to the brown spectrum. And I think, in honor of it being fall, we're going to listen to the Awakening Your Earth Energy Flow at Dark Goldenrod. So enjoy your meditation. Let's run some earth energy. I'd like you to put your attention on your feet. And let's move your attention from your feet to the center of the planet. And at the center of the planet, I would like you to allow a neutral, dark, goldenrod earth energy to come from the center of the planet into your feet. And as you're watching this flow of dark goldenrod earth energy flow into your feet, watch it flow into your ankles, and your calves, your knees and thighs, your hips and sacrum, and down your grounding cord. As you're watching this dark goldenrod earth energy coming up from the center of the planet into your feet,
through your leg channels and down your grounding cord. I'd like you to watch this flow like you would a river flowing by you. Notice that as you watch that river, you don't have to do anything. You just watch the water flow by. The same thing happens within you as you allow this dark goldenrod energy to come up from the center of the planet through your leg channels and down your grounding cord. You don't have to do anything other than watch. As you're watching this dark goldenrod earth energy flow from the center of the planet through your leg channels and down your grounding cord, I'd like you to put your attention on your body and notice, how does your body feel? What are you noticing physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, as you're allowing this dark goldenrod earth energy to flow through you? Continue to watch this neutral, dark, goldenrod earth energy flow from the center of the planet through your leg channels and down your grounding. Continue to watch.
Well, I'm back. So I actually planned on doing 15 minutes and it went to 30 minutes instead. So I went through one full cycle. I decided to pick the brown spectrum because it's basically working with the earth, walking, looking at nature. I live in Sacramento. Sacramento is beautiful. Downtown, all the streets are filled with trees. Uh, I'm at my office location, and to be honest, I was walking down streets I've never walked before, and I was like, wow, this is gorgeous. And I was really having a lot of fun listening to an audio, noticing nature around me, and giving myself permission to have the experience of seeing what's around me as well as keeping my attention on myself and on my body. And I was having fun because new ideas came up while I was walking, and I was letting the earth energy flow. And at one point, like when I first started, I noticed that this basically the when the audio said, okay, pay attention to your feet, and then the center of the planet, the depth, especially walking, of where the center of the planet was and my feet was just vast. And I was like, wow. And then I was like saying hi to my grounding cord because, that's, you know, part of the channel itself. And I just started noticing how vast that was too as I was walking. So I was having this really cool experience of walking, and underneath me, there's this really massive connection to the earth and my body. And then from there, I was just noticing the different colors. And at one point, it was sort of fun because it's like I'd lift my feet up and I'd notice the energy still flowing through my legs and down my grounding cord. And it was so cool because as I was lifting my legs up, I was still connected to the earth. And I could feel that connection because the earth energy was coming up through my leg channels. Even though my foot was off the ground, it was still connected to the earth. And I just thought, oh, that is so cool. It's just a really interesting experience. And then at one point, I was walking probably midway through, so about 15 minutes in. I got this idea of, wow, what would it be like to actually create cylinders? It was like concrete cylinders, I think, or it may have been steel. I can't remember. I didn't really get into the specifics. No, I think it was more like a steel vibration. But I put the steel cylinders, and they surrounded my foot, and then they connected me to the center of the planet. And so now I was walking on these cylinders, and then the earth energy was flowing through the cylinders. And then I put a cylinder around my grounding cord, which I've never done that before. It was like just something that came to me. It's like, oh, what would this be like? And then I was noticing that there was this almost like an interesting pressure point. Not in a negative way. It was just again a different experience. And so then towards the end of the walk, I was still using those cylinders, and then it dawned on me. It's like, oh wow, this is a three-pegged leg. And the way I was walking, I was really noticing how supported my body was in the walk because my legs were connected to the earth, my sacrum was connected to the earth. My earpiece is about to fall off. And I was having a really interesting time noticing how solid my connection was because I was just using that concept. And again, it was just something that just came to mind. That's sort of the neat thing about this stuff is, the mechanics are the same, but then how you experience it, something will come to mind. Well, try it out. See what do you experience when you do something? And then at one point I was like going, what would if I changed the pressure within the cylinder itself and I had more earth energy come up through my leg channels because of the pressure, it flowed faster and down my grounding cord, what would happen? And I remember this thought that came into my head. It's like, oh my gosh, it might explode because there's so much pressure. And then it was like, oh my gosh, it'd be way too much pressure, way too much energy coming through my body. And I released those thoughts because I was just like going, this, okay, cool, valid things, pay attention to the body. But I kept the pressure going. And then all I noticed was it was just an increase in pressure. It wasn't good, wasn't bad, it was just movement. And so I was like, that's interesting to play with. That's an interesting concept. So maybe something I'll play with in the future. And this was just what I focused on the walk was just one energy channel, which was earth energy. And so, I may do later on today, I may work on just the cosmic energy channels and do another, half hour's worth of that. So that way there's an hour's worth of meditation for myself today. But I keep it open because, again, there's no rules. It's just called listen to an audio, notice what you notice, and repeat. And so the amount of time you spend is up to you. Just like I said, I was going to do about a 15-minute walk. Turned into a half-hour walk. And hey, it was beautiful out. My body was happy. I was enjoying listening to the audio. And now I actually feel more centered than when I left. And so, I got benefits out of it. So I appreciate everything I did. Anyways, that's it for today. Tomorrow is another skill builder day. It'll be day 3 tomorrow of this week, which is week 4. Or I guess it's 24th day. It's hard to keep track of these days after a while. I always have to look. Anyways, have a great day. Or I should say, have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, whenever you see this video. Take care.